Hey guys, welcome back to episode 2. So, what you're seeing is the current inventory we have left over at the end of episode 1. We had 2 quick game sales, and everything in this pile, minus the Thomas the Train DVD, is being taken to a local game store for trade in credit. So, here we have 2 CRT televisions that I got from a recycle center for free. The JVC with the functioning original remote was in very nice shape, and the Panasonic next to it was physically worse for wear, but both sets functioned as they should. Now, there's a game store in Malvern, Arkansas called Bowman Games that sells televisions that I have done trade deals with before. So let's take these over to him and see what we can get. Now, the most exciting part of this video, in my opinion, is the next clip, where this is the real gasoline to the fire. I stopped at this local bookstore called Books by the Pound, and look what I found for $4. This is a $100 game all day long and really is going to jumpstart the collection. I stopped at a local thrift shop on a lunch break once again and was pleasantly surprised to find Minecraft and a couple PS4 games. So, I have a question for you. Some of these games I am interested in for my personal collection, and I am interested in purchasing them from myself for the video challenge, but I don't know if that's the right move to do or not. So if that's something you think I should or shouldn't do, comment down below and let me know. So I want to take a second to say that the secret that I have found to building a collection through thrifting is to be consistent in how often you're hunting. It's very easy to get discouraged by not finding anything your first couple times and seeing videos where people only show you the wins. But here I am finding an awesome CRT for $10 in 2026. The deals are out there, you just have to find them. Hey guys, so here we are back at the workbench. Didn't have a ton of footage for episode 2. I'm trying to get these episodes not necessarily on a weekly basis, but I'm not trying to make them take a month an episode either. So episode 2 is really where things got jump started for the collection, and I absolutely am thrilled with where we went. So I'm not trying to overflow the footage with too much little tidbits. Like, you guys don't need to see me pulling the games off the shelves. I mean, if you want to, I will. And if you want to see screenshots from the eBay to confirm what I'm saying, that's fine. And just let me know, and I'll put it in the future videos. So the only question that I had is, do you guys consider it cheating if I sell myself games for my personal collection outside of this experiment we're doing? For example, we sold the first 2 sales that we had was Tour of France and MLB 11, and we added those profits back, and we were sitting at a new game fund of $38.67. I went to Books by the Pound, which is a local wholesaler that sells books by the pound, and I found 3 games. I found Rock Band 4 for the PS4 disc only, Guitar Hero 3 complete in box for the Wii, and NBA Street V3 for the PS2. So what I have decided to do is we are adding um, NBA Street V3. So got that $4 mark there. We're adding that to the collection. It's a really good condition game. I have sold Rock Band 4. We sold Rock Band 4 for $85 for a total profit of $62.62. So for Guitar Hero 3, I actually needed that for my own personal collection, as that was one of my childhood games that I was looking for. So I sold it to myself for price charting value of $20.28. Now, I am not necessarily looking at growing my personal collection through this, but I mean, a sale is a sale as long as I'm being transparent. Now, if that's something that you don't want me to do, I won't go through with that in the future, because there are some games that I have picked up that I am actually interested in adding. So after the Guitar Hero 3 sale and Rock Band 4, we are adding $82.90 to the game fund, which brings us up to $109.57. This is where things really started to get crazy. So I was doing some looking with $109.57, and I found a PS2 Slim for $50 from the Habitat for Humanity that's nearby my home. So it was $50. They threw in a terrible controller for an extra $5, but I got it. I happened to get it, and it came with the power brick. I got it for on military discount day, so I got it technically for $49.50, leaving the game fund at $60.07. So the last inventory that we had that was not selling, I took to a local game store, as well as two CRTs that I obtained from a local recycle center. I've mentioned it in previous videos. I do the recycling for my job. I take it to one of two military installations, and they have CRTs that they don't like they take them because they're under contract, but they don't like them because they actually have to pay money to get them recycled. So those two TVs in the earlier footage, I took those and the extra inventory to a game store about an hour away, Bowman Games, if you're ever in Malvern, Arkansas. And we got $45 trade credit for the rest of the inventory, and I got $130 in trade credit for the TVs. So we had some trade credit that just turned into a really good opportunity for the collection. So the first thing that I wanted to say, and probably the biggest thing I was not expecting to get so early, was our Nintendo Switch for $125. Now, I will tell you, this is pretty rough. This is definitely the roughest Switch I have ever seen. Like it's got the broken fan grill, and it's coming apart a little bit along the bottom, but it it does turn on. It's super dead. But we have a Switch with the dock and the power cable. So we picked up we had extra trade credit, and the issue that I had at Bowman was they were running a sale, so everything was 10% off. So I kept getting stuff, and they're like, "Oh, you still have more credit. You still have more credit." So I wound up picking up Hot Shots 3 CIB for the PS2. I loved this game growing up, and I believe Hot Shots is an exclusive to the PS2. I'm so super stoked to add that to the collection. The next game that I added to the collection was Sonic Mega Collection Plus for $12 CIB. I love Sonic games. You just can't go wrong with Sonic games. And adding a compilation to a collection, I think, is worth its weight in gold because this is what, 8 games? I think we got 7 games. Yeah, so one of those games alone is $12 plus having to have another system. And then our first Switch game of the collection is Let's Go Eevee. I've not played this one, but I thought, a Pokemon game for $38 was a fantastic collection deal. So after that was done, we had a new total collection value of $409.73. I stopped at a thrift shop in Russellville, Arkansas on my lunch break, and I picked up these 3 games for $2 a piece. If you remember the Madden 13 for the Wii, that's where I got it from. So $2 a piece. Kingdom Hearts, the story so far, super, super cool game. This one was sorry, I got to look at my notes here. I know that one was like a 20. Okay, yeah, it's $22.48 in value. Darksiders Genesis has a value of $13.87. And the next game we're adding to the collection is Minecraft for the 360. You can't ever go wrong with Minecraft. And holy guacamole, this is a great condition game. I was super excited to see that we were able to add freaking Minecraft. Every collection should have Minecraft. So we're adding that to the collection. And then the last couple of pickups I had, stopped by a thrift shop that was reopening. They moved locations, so they had their grand reopening on June. Let me look at my receipt. Uh, the second. So I just happened to have a doctor's appointment and saw the games, or saw that they were open, and I stopped in, and they are going to definitely be a place that I hit more regularly because let's see. So for this stuff, the VCR and stuff, I'm not factoring that in, but they do 3 for $5 on DVDs and video games. Next time I'm up there, I'll try to get some footage from the inside to show you guys what it looks like. But with it being the grand opening day, they were super packed. But we freaking scored as well. So for the first game, we got Uncharted 2, Among Thieves, Game of the Year edition. Super decent conditioned PS3 game, which honestly, I'm going to be looking for a PS3, I think, soon. Next was Ratchet and Clank. Not in the worst shape. Like this label was out and below and had gotten chewed up, but Ratchet and Clank. And then the game that I was actually surprised to see was Dirt 3, the complete edition. So hate me if you want, but this game did not have the cellophane, but this was the Xbox sticker that was sealed right here. And I was stoked because holy cow, this game, this manual on the inside is mint. This thing has literally never been opened, doesn't even freaking have a fingerprint on it. So we paid $5 for that last batch. And Dirt 3, the complete edition, has a price charting value of $28.25. Ratchet and Clank has a value of $11.29, and Uncharted has a value of $6. So we spent total between what I spent at the thrift shop in Russellville and this thrift shop where I got the 3 for $5 was $11, and we got $98.83 in value. So subtracting the $11 from the $60.07 of the game fund, our current total was $49.07. Um, we did finally sell that Thomas the Train DVD. Sold it for $19.99, and after fees and shipping, we added $9.66 to the collection fund, which took us to $58.73. After the $58.73, I found a TI 84 Plus for $10. Technically, it was $10, but actually, Salvation Army does military discount, so I got it for $9, and it works fantastic. This calculator goes for like $40 to $45. I think if I wanted to get a quick sale, I should, and it's in really good shape too. I think that I could probably put it up for $38 and it'll sell. So that left us with a grand total of $48.73 for the collection fund. But then you saw some footage earlier of a television, and let me get that set up here, and we'll take a look at our official TV for the collection. I'll be back in a second. And here we go. Here is the first television for the video game collection. So as you saw, it was $10 There was a second set for $7 that I did pick up, but that did not come out of the game fund. So, as you can see, it's got a little bit of damage and it's gross. It's dirty. I have not cleaned it up at all, but I have turned it on, and the buttons work, and power cord's in good shape. The glass is a little dirty. Just please forget the stuff in the background. I covered that in a Facebook Live, or not a Facebook Live, a YouTube Live. I'm currently splitting my time between doing my YouTube stuff and remodeling a bathroom. So again, so we'll get a back look at this. So this, as I said, it's pretty dirty, but the Sanyo is a model DS24425, so it's a 24-inch. Fun fact: Sanyo was made in Forest City, Arkansas, or at least they have a big factory here. Every Sanyo I have found since I've been doing TVs has been from Forest City, Arkansas. So we've got component, composite, S video, and RF, and we do not have a remote, but I actually may have a remote for this that I picked up for $1. So that was price charting values added together to get the $454.92. I went ahead and just threw a value of $100 for that TV because if I was to go on Facebook Market in my local area and look for a 24-inch CRT, every once in a while you'll find a good deal for 20 to 30 bucks. But it seems like most of them at a minimum are $100. So I went on the low end, and so we have assigned a value of $100. The inventory we have now, erase this, has a value of $93.64. Now we have 5 items in our inventory, calculator, and the 3 games. So I'm going to list these games, but I will be honest, I do not have the 4 of these in my personal collection, and I am willing to pay price charting value, not undercutting the series, unless you guys don't want to. If that is just cheating, let me know. I'll hold off on doing it, and if you guys don't want me to do that, then I will not do that. But I am excited to get the series off to a start. That Rock Band 4, I think, was the MVP of the series so far. Like, that literally took our funds from 30 some bucks to over $100. And then I literally did not expect to find a PS2 for 50 bucks. So now that we have updated our funds of $39.73, our collection value of $554.92, and an inventory value of $93.64, it is time to update our goals. So if you remember, these were our consoles that we were looking for. So PS2, cross that off. Xbox 360, I'm still on the hunt for. A Nintendo Switch, we're going to cross this off. And a Game Boy Advance, preferably an SP. Adding to the collection, I have already covered the games that I added, but from the last little bit, I have decided to add these 2 to the collection. This one was something I thought about maybe selling because it was such a good profit margin, but it was such a neat game, and being able to add some value to the collection is just as important to me. So we have added, let's see, 1, 2, 3 PS2 games. So make that 5. We added a Switch game, so we're officially on the board with the Switch. The Xbox 360 games, we have added 2, so we're on the board with 360 games. Yeah, I'm pretty happy with where we're at. So just there we go. That's where we're at as of June 13th. That's the end of episode 2. I hope you enjoyed it. If you did, please consider giving the channel a like and a subscribe. Turn on that notification bell so you don't miss a thing. Um, I have also been working on computer videos to the side, and I did put up a video yesterday about a PC game collection I got because I've been wanting to get into it and stumbled into it looking for games for this series. But unfortunately, PC games aren't a part of this collection as of right now. So I will link down a couple other videos I've been working on in the description below. It helps me and grows the channel if you give those a watch. I'm trying to get my watch rate through, and the feedback I'm getting seems to be uh, positive. So I'm gonna get this calculator listed. I'll wait a little bit on the games. The plan for me is to add these 4 games for full transparency to the collection. See if we can get this number back down to 0, get this value up, and get this value up. So if you liked what you saw, I hope to see you next time. This is Jake with Nerding in My 30s, and I'm signing out.